6 Eco-Spaces for True Nourishment. Gratitude for Nature's Bounty. Part 2 of 2 by Luminous Mountain. China produced an award-winning TV food series in 2012 called A Bite of China. Season 3 was aired in 2018. The program showcased the cuisines and ingredients of all China. In the early 2000s, Andrew Zimmern of Bizarre Foods and the late Anthony Bourdain of No Reservations told the world about unique ingredients and unknown cuisines of the world. A common theme of these programs is that they tell stories of the food web interdependency. Small family farms, women and children and their unique eco-spaces. My stories continue. From the waters. Malacca is a small coastal town with a few rivers running through it. In the past, gathering tiny rock oysters during low tides was a common sight at the beach. These tiny oysters are sold to oysters omelette hawkers. Today, this omelette uses a larger imported oysters that are less flavorful. When the sea is cleaner, these tiny fellows will surely return. Besides oyster omelette, the horseshoe crab roe omelette is a delicacy. The eggs are the only edible part, either greenish or orange, found only in the side belly of the female. As kids, we would wait for the start of high tide in a new and full moon. Then we walk barefoot along the muddy shores to step on horseshoe crabs. Yes, we catch them by stepping on them. They mostly come in pairs, the smaller male on top of the larger female. If we happen to step on a single one without a partner, we let them go as this has poor quality eggs. A familiar hand is needed to prepare the roe. The innards cannot be broken as there's toxin. Not as deadly as the fugu fish, but nevertheless unpleasant if ill-prepared eggs are consumed. From the rivers, a common catch is the gourami, sepat, abundant in slow-moving waters and swamps. A much sought-after dish is the spicy bird's-eye chilies gourami with pineapple. Sun-dried salted gouramis are delicious too when fried. We grew up hearing that the poor eat only salted gourami with rice daily and still able to raise kids to be doctors and engineers. From the garden. It is true what Ralph Emerson said, "All my hurts, my garden spade can heal." The garden reminds us there's still beauty in the world, better still, nourishing edible beauty. I recall a Chinese apo growing fat sweet corn with 4-angle beans. The vine strangling the corns. Apo kept saying they like each other. Only later I knew about companion plants. Companion plants love each other. The corn allows the beans to climb and the beans' roots fix nitrogen to the soil to enrich the corn. But corn dislike tomatoes and tomatoes love carrots. Many flowers are grown not only for beauty but used as ritual offerings. Marigolds, jasmine and hibiscus are always collected by Indian ladies in their morning walks to be used for daily prayers. The butterfly pea flowers are in global demand today, but in the past, we see them sprawling over fences, nibbled by goats. The rich blue color is used for coloring in local desserts. Being deep bright blue with 2 prominent wing petals, it certainly has an influence on the brain. The cooling blue tea is calming and I suspect that it will be used for Alzheimer's in the near future. From the pantry. Our tropical pantries are nothing compared to those in temperate cold countries. For them, a pantry is a small room or a whole basement. Ours is only a small corner. In that small corner, a refrigerator and a cabinet are all there is. In Bali, Few own a refrigerator even if they can afford one. Balinese really don't like overnight and doggy bag take-home foods. My granny's pantry was a wood cupboard made with chicken wire mesh and a 4-foot refrigerator. The cupboard mostly stocked dry herbs and spices for our 5-spice powder blend. Granny scattered cloves in the cabinet's corner to keep insects away. She also kept a glass jar of white golf-sized biscuits. We thought it was cookies until we tasted them. They were actually yeast balls for her glutinous rice wine. To ferment the glutinous rice for 1 month, 2 kinds of yeast were needed, the sweet round ones and the stronger flatter ones. The refrigerator rarely has vegetables or meat in it. Instead, we see small glass jars of bone broth, a large jar of brown master braising sauce, and to our delight, Assam boy ice popsicles. The bone broth makes hearty, nourishing soups, especially great for kids who catch cold easily. A batch of good bone broth takes hours to prepare, so once done, we just portion them. The 5-spice soy sauce braising stock is meant to steep and simmer meat, tofu, and eggs. The sauce is recycled, used over and over again, and it gets richer and tastier with time. Called the grandfather sauce, we jokingly said that it was around since Akong's youngest days. But there are stores in Taiwan and Thailand claiming that their batch of master sauce is 40 years old. Sour plum Assam boy ice popsicles were a treat because ice cream was a luxury. Making them was a childhood project among cousins. We made syrup, barley, and green bean ones too. Here ends the sharing of my eco spaces. Such appreciation is making a comeback. We don't go back to the past, but we learn from them and innovate ahead for the 21st century. This new idea is called agroecology. All the young players seem to behave like ecologists. They are chefs, small family farmers and gardeners, with participation from women and children. They make sure the soil is alive and seeds kept. Pollinators like bees and butterflies are around. Diverse planting is crucial, and they focus on what grows best in the specific local area. The expanding knowledge of permaculture and biodynamic farming have contributed great ideas to agroecology. We will soon have real food with true nourishment. Let whatever I dig from you, O Mother Earth, may that spring quickly again upon you, O Pure One. May my trust never hurtfully pierce thy vital points or thy heart. From Prithvi Sukta, Atava Veda, Book 12, verse 35. If you have gained value from this work, always give others the opportunity to reap this value too. Sharing is caring, and caring brings fortune.